Good morning, good morning. Welcome to our Talks with Anthony. Today we're going to have a insightful conversation. For those that are new to the channel, we make mental health conversations and content that's going to be beneficial to your personal development in addition to your well-being. However, in today's conversation, we're going to be talking about the impact of financial wellness on mental health. We got to take in consideration that money is something that we all do think about. It definitely does impact the way that we, facilitate our financial wellness and our mental health, offering practical steps. I'm gonna be able to talk about reducing money stress and related stress, right? If you dealt with people out here arguing about bills, let's be real, some of my family, they're going through clashes and stuff like that too. I really want to be transparent, right? So we are able to build our financial confidence when we're able to, like I said, and focus on this area. Think about saving. Think about ways we're able to, like I said, benefit our wellness, our financial wellness, and our emotional wellness when we're able to, like I said, prioritize sometimes our finances, which is kind of difficult, but it is doable. So stick with me, and we'll be able to grow together. Right, so money is one of the biggest sources in regards to stress in people's lives, like I mentioned, but it's just about the numbers in the spreadsheet. Financial strain is something that affects our sleep, our relationships, in addition to our self-worth. So we'll be able to break down, like I said, some insights in regards to, like I said, gaining some of that control back. So first segment, we're going to be talking about understanding the financial mental health loop, right? So let's be real, like I said, off rip, stress cycle is a part of this in regards to that financial problems that increase that anxiety and that depression. So mental health challenges make money management harder, right? So when we're going through it, we're really just having a tough time facilitate bills. We have all these things that going around. It definitely does impact the way that our stress is. So there is definitely some physical effects. So chronic stress from money issues can affect our sleep, immunity in regards to our body, how it's operating, digestion, and more. So this is affecting the body, the mind. It's various aspects of our lives, right? So it's taking a toll. In addition to that too, there is an emotional toll, right? So we feel guilt, the shame, fear, and our common emotions are tied into debt, and that financial instability, right? So imagine you go into a store and you try to purchase something, you run your debit card, right? And it gets declined, it goes boom, and you're like, what? You feel that, you know what I mean? It definitely does take a toll on how you're able to like leave that store, how you feel like things is tough. Let's be real. So it's real. So I really want to take in consideration, because since we're here, like let's really think about a reflection. Let's think about a prompt, right? So how does money stress show up in your life, right? Physically, emotionally, or even mentally? I really want us to like kind of just pause if necessary and thinking about that, because in some type of way, we're at our lowest. So those out there that maybe have money, they're just kind of just watch whatever, but just information is out there. But at the end of the day, like, how does money stress, show up in our life? Because it does. Let's be real. Next segment, we're going to really just dive into building financial awareness in regards to without shame. We really got to be able to take into consideration, just because we ain't got money, just because you got the $1 million home or those materialized possessions, doesn't mean that we worthless, doesn't mean that we ain't got nothing, doesn't mean we ain't nobody. You heard? We are somebody, we have energy, everybody has value regardless of their financial freedom, whatever that may look like, right? So don't get it twisted. However, we need to be able to build that financial awareness. In regards to our first key concept, we're going to be talking about face the numbers. So right, so avoidance adds anxiety. So when we're avoiding the numbers, we're avoiding taking that financial accountability. We just keep spending, but we don't really know what's going on. This is just adding into our anxiety, right? So awareness is the empowering, right? So it allows us to know what's going on, allows us to know what's, like my pop said too, when a rainy day is coming, we know when to get ready for the rain. Like you're kind of prepared. So we got to be able to take that in consideration, man. Like we got to be able to, like I said, take the accountability. Sometimes we slack, don't get it twisted. I mean, we ain't perfect, whatever, but like just having that overall awareness is going to be able to put us in a better position. So next is going to be separate worth from wealth. I'll say it again, separate the worth from wealth. It doesn't define who you are, regardless of how much money you have, period. Right? So your worth is not your self-worth. Next is going to be start small, right? So when we're working on our finances, we're trying to really take control in regards to breaking down this stress. We got to start small and focus on those little wins to be able to kind of equate to gaining that control and looking at that big picture, right? So checking your account regularly, helping you regain that control, helping you identify what's going on, what are you spending, is really going to help us like start small and basically have that mindset in regards to a shift. Speaking of that mindset shift, we're going to be talking about looking at your finances isn't a punishment. It's a part of that self-care, because you're making sure that you're working on different areas of your wellness circle, right? So take that in consideration and move proactively so you're able to see yourself with those improvements. Next segment, we're going to be talking about, practical tools in regards to reducing financial stress. Like I said, if we really want to be able to reduce our stress, we got to have proactive tools to help us, help us mitigate those things, right? So our first key concept, we're going to be talking about budgeting with purpose, right? So know where your money is going and why. What is your why? Why are you spending? Like, what are you doing? You feel me? So when you go into the shop, whatever, do you need to be having coffee every day? Do you need to be spending money? Do you need to be looking fresh like this? Do you need to be buying a brand new fit for your birthday? Like your birthday special, right? Don't get it twisted, but it's like every year, do we need to have a new pair of jeans? Like we can cut the last ones up or do something, like creative or whatever, or just mix and match, y'all. Like do it. Evaluate what we're doing, man. Evaluate what we're doing. Even for myself too, I'll be accountable. I'll put myself on a hot seat. Do I need to be buying food all the time? Do I need to be going to restaurants? And can I do this at home? You know what I mean? So just really trying to be accountable and really facilitate ways we're able to, like I said, budget and really move with purpose when it comes to our dollar. You know what I mean? And these companies out there, they always advertising, they're making it seem like we're getting a deal, but they consuming what we have, what we just earned, what our value is essentially in regards to the dollar. But let's just be real, like, where's our money going? I mean, like, we really gotta be intentional. That's why I kind of just drag this out a little bit, because we really do. Next is gonna be emergency fund, right? Emergency fund is really big, and that's going to be able to help us, like I said, that anxiety. And according to studies that showed before, was that apparently people in the U.S., we don't even have at least $1,000 saved up for if something was really to happen. So I think that's really bad, but I think it's something for us to really take into consideration, because it really allows us to be in control of our dollar, of preparation. If something was to happen, right, what would we do? You know what I mean? So we really got to make sure that we have something that we're putting, like I said, in preparation for any type of emergency. So next is going to be debt strategy, right? So pick a repayment program, right? So you're able to stick with that and you're able to work towards helping your debt out, right? There's different programs, different people out there that we're able to sit down with you and assess, right? Like how you're able to break free from this toll that has been, upon you, right? So we're able to work through it with that positive mindset and facilitate ways paying that back, right? Next is going to be automate what you can, right? So you really want to take consideration of reducing your decision fatigue by automatic bill saving and the debt, repays, by having a system in place to be able to just automate those things. So that can help. A pro tip that, is out there, if you do research, you're going to see these numbers, which is the 50-30-20 rule. You know what I mean? It's been out there, but basically 50% goes to what your needs are. You're paying your bills, 30% on what your wants. And let's be real, you could be adding more of that into the savings by, because you don't really, your wants are not really your needs. You feel me? So we really got to be able to take that in consideration, right? And then 20% is that savings and that debt, right? So going back to, like I said, the automated repaying, making sure you're equating to handling your business, because at the end of the day, debt is only going to add up. It's not going to go nowhere. Just because you didn't handle it this year, it doesn't mean it's going to disappear. It's going to still be there. So we got to make sure that we're trying to, work on ourselves, work on our personal development, work on the way we've been moving. And it's fine based off of, what's already done was done. But we got to worry about ways we're able to improve and look at ways we're able to facilitate proactive change to reduce that financial stress and this burden, right? So like I said, there's also budgeting apps I want to take into consideration. It's like people that you could sit down at the bank for free, you feel me? Advisors and different stuff like that are paid to do what they do to really help you out, understand, and how you're able to facilitate these things as well. But we have to be proactive, we have to be intentional, and we have to really, like I said, do the work and really be accountable. And look up these bank statements, you heard? And that can help us out. Next segment, we're really going to be talking about the emotional side of money, right? So why are we spending? Why are we doing what we're doing, right? So first concept of that, we're going to be talking about money beliefs start early, right? So childhood experiences shape how we view money. I'm gonna take that in consideration. When we see those music videos, people blowing money, like you heard, and they just doing their thing. We make it seem like we gotta do the same thing. We kind of doing that comparison thing, right? Which is tied to grief, anxiety, and even that jealousy too, because we're just worrying about what other people got. We pocket watching, etc. But overall, it's like things that we see kind of can imitate the way that we're moving in our life as well. So we really got to be kind of self-aware, right? Next is going to be identify your triggers, right? So emotional spending. People out there just, just blowing it just to blow it. It's kind of crazy, but they doing what they're doing, right? Financial avoidance, guilt around splurges. So just like there's so many different things that people feel that what they feel that make them, prone to spend. You got to be able to have that self-awareness and insight from yourself in regards to where your money's going. Next is going to be able to create a healthy money mindset, right? So practice affirmations, give yourself that gratitude, making sure that you feel as if that, whatever you have is that you're blessed for, right? And that you can navigate through, right? And I really want to emphasize too, having a simple mindset, y'all. You know what I mean? Like, I realized too, like, just wearing simple stuff, it reduces so much anxiety. You're not thinking too much. Like, it's good to pop out and like switch it up. Don't get it twisted, but like just overall, like just saving money wise, like dressing simple is gonna really be able to help you out. You know what I mean? I just want to be able to put that in regards to that mindfulness in regards to spending, because you know you don't have to have all those things to really feel good about yourself. I want to put that out there because back in the days I had low self-esteem. I'm gonna just be real, and I was out there just buying all these things to make myself feel as if that I'm gonna have more value, and it didn't make me feel that way. And I was at the mall every Friday, blowing my money on shoes, clothes, trying to have the flyest gear, right? For who? And it did make you feel good, but it's all momentarily. But it lies within when it comes to that personal development, that discipline, loving yourself, affirmations, positive, you reframing. Like when you really put the work in, you really look at yourself the way that you're supposed to be looking at yourself, which is what? With the positive mindset is really going to be able to help you out, right? So I really want us to take that in consideration. Once again, I really want to ask us to take in consideration in regards to a reflective exercise. Think about what money story did you inherit, right? And what would you like in regards to how can you rewrite that, right? So what does money mean to you? How did that, what was your, your childhood experience, and how you're able to kind of reframe and move forward and kind of just, and have better insight in regards to how you're able to rewrite that. So think of that in regards to an exercise, you know what I mean? Like really come to terms about money. Like what does it mean to you? Like why are you doing what you're doing? When someone gives you money, like how do you use it? Like how does it blow through your hands, right? And we're gonna be able to develop some more insight and those emotions behind that. Next segment I want to be able to talk about is seeking help for our financial self-care, right? So off rip, you're not alone. Millions struggle financially, right? And it doesn't have to make you feel as if that you're a failure. You're not alone. Many people are going through this. Many people got debt. You ain't the only one, right? From education to school, people going to school, from making investments with cars and homes. And there's so many things that money goes to, and just handling things, and even taxes, you feel me? So yeah, we all going through it, right? But at the end of the day, it's like we can navigate through this. Next is going to be free resources that do exist. I want to take in consideration there are nonprofits out there. There's financial counselors, advisors, apps, there's different community programs to be able to help facilitate our needs. So like I said, for free, get the help, right? Next is going to be mental health support. This is what I do. This is why I push the way I push, because mental health definitely does impact the way that we feel. We feel inadequate. People make us feel, you know what I mean? And the stress definitely does come. So it affects our mood, affects our relationships, and affects overall, like I said, our mental health. So seek a professional to be able to help you with those tools, and that can definitely be beneficial. In regards to a quote, I want to be able to include that there is no shame in needing help, only strength in asking for it, right? So when we put our hand up, we advocate, we get the help, our needs do get met. So I really want us to take that in consideration, because money is something that, we definitely do struggle with, you know what I mean? It's just, we out here trying to get our needs. It's a lot of things going on, a lot of distractions, etc. Like it's a fast-paced life. Like we trying to do the best that we can, but sometimes we definitely do that help. Definitely do need that help. Let me say that one more time, you heard? But just wrapping up this video, coming to a close when it comes to, financial survival, financial struggle, financial stress, to that emotional stability. We got to take in consideration that financial wellness isn't about just being rich. It's not about, having it all. It's about feeling safe. It's about feeling supported and in control of, what's around you. And overall, my analogy is controlling that boat, controlling that steering wheel, right, of your life. When it comes to money, it feels crazy, but it definitely is manageable, right? When we have that mindset and we have that reset, right? So start small, be kind to ourselves with that self-compassion, and every step counts towards our financial goal. So saving is one thing. Try your best to save as possible. Do what you got to do to build that emotional in that emergency fund for ourselves, and things are going to be much beneficial for us down the line. And like I said, them advisors are out there, the free resources are out there. So get yourself together. You heard? And we can make this, a journey of financial freedom. You heard? But however, if you found this video beneficial, give it a thumbs up, share if possible, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy. See you in the next one. Stay blessed.